Hey, this is Mike.
And I'm Ben.
And this is Waiting on a Phone Call. So good morning. Today we are waiting on a phone call from Mark Wahlberg.
How about that?
Yeah. Isn't that something?
That is.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off?
Well, so funny story. Phoenix Open about 4 years ago. Pro-Am Day, my favorite day. It's Absolutely. Wednesday. Pro-Am Day, you get all sorts of celebrities out there, sports, athletes, the famous folk we like to support.
Right.
And so there's Mark Wahlberg coming off of hole 15, and as you know, right before hole 16. Right. Hole 16, the stadium, the crazy
par three
where
surrounded by crazy fans,
right. People throwing beer cans. It's quite the show. Greatest show on grass, they call it the Phoenix Open. Right. And so anyway, Mark Wahlberg, we kind of, we spotted each other.
Huh.
Yeah.
Had a moment?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that boy.
Yeah, I couldn't help. I was a fan. I was like, man, this guy, I've known this guy for 30 years.
I believe that part.
He didn't know me though.
Right.
I knew him.
Right.
And so, but yeah, we connected. I passed him my phone number because I was like, hey, we should talk sometime,
right.
Catch up. Sure enough, he contacted me. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. And then we were able to kind of catch up over the years. And now I thought, well, since you and I are doing this, then why not put him on the show?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great first guest for us, huh?
Oh,
Good job,
so.
Mike.
Yeah, thanks.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I know. So we've got the phone set up.
Right.
Here we'll just conference him in.
Right.
Conference calls. That's going to be kind of how we bring him in. He'll, hopefully tell us a little bit about his life. Quite a life he's lived.
Man, I don't know if we'll have enough time for him. He's done a lot of things.
Yeah. So what do you know about?
Oh, Marky Mark.
There's a good start.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Old Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch obviously is, I feel like that's where I first heard of him. And then he's been in almost every movie since that's been made. I'm just looking at his filmography not too long ago because I got, the warning that, and he's got a ton of movies. He's got his, the Calvin Klein ads we were talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
He did
that's
some modeling, right?
Yeah.
But he's a big golfer. He, loves sports. He's a Boston guy. So, all the Boston teams, I think he goes nuts for.
Oh, for sure.
So
does he still live in Boston?
Hopefully we don't talk about that.
I didn't verify that. I don't know where he's calling
I'm
in
not
from.
Sure.
Probably in L.A.
I would guess L.A.
Right.
And pretty nice place.
Keeps the homestead.
I'm guessing, yeah.
But
absolutely.
maybe some family back in Boston.
Oh, yeah. Of course. At least a Wahlburgers.
Yeah.
Right.
But Wahlburgers, that's another piece of business he does.
I would think so, right?
Yeah. So
I don't know if I'm sure he'd talk about that. He could talk about anything. I have no idea where this is going.
Well, I know. I mean, I'm excited to find out.
Right, absolutely.
He's a dynamic guy.
Right.
We're dynamic guys. Probably why he wants to connect with us today. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I haven't had the pleasure of getting to know him like you have, intimately.
I told him all about you.
Did you?
I told him about your mullet.
Yeah.
He said he was excited. That you were sporting a mullet. He used to not quite have a mullet, but his brother Donnie.
Yeah.
You remember Donnie?
Oh man.
Donnie was
real good mullet.
Yeah, New Kids on the Block.
Definitely
Donnie
better than mine.
Wahlberg,
right?
Married to Jenny McCarthy, and Donnie. Yeah, definitely. Your mullet, I think it compares, maybe beats Donnie.
I don't know about that. You can't quite see it through the airwaves, but it's close.
No, it's tremendous.
Right.
It cascades.
Thank you.
over the back of your crown, just to, it's something to behold.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
So.
Well, right. Yeah. So tell me, what sort of work goes into a mullet like that?
Oh, just time, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
somebody that knows how it. Right. It has to grow. Right.
Yeah.
And then
you fertilize
somebody's got to be able to cut it. I don't do any fertilization.
Special...
No, I don't know those techniques.
Is there? There's no. Yeah, like a shampoo. We don't call it fertilizer. We call it shampoo. What sort of shampoo do you use to help grow those luscious locks?
Just whatever's in the bathroom at the time.
Oh, really?
The shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think right now it might be some.
Your wife
is Aveeno a brand?
Aveeno?
Maybe.
Yeah, Aveeno. That's right? Like a lotion.
Oof.
right? So did she? She's got you using some lotion.
I hope not.
Okay.
Yeah. But whatever it is,
Well,
it's
whatever
working,
it's
right?
working.
It's working.
Yeah. Well, that's funny. I was gonna say I recently picked up a new face wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's not maybe a good one. I was sold on the fact that it said made in England,
Ooh.
right? So then I was like, well, England, that might be kind of fancy if it's made there rather than, I don't know, somewhere else. Right. So I was drawn to the made in England.
Okay.
And it said, I don't know what the brand says, but it's like I think it's called Alpha Man. So
oof. Yeah, that's good. I oofed, but that was a positive oof. That's Alpha Man.
Alpha
right?
Man.
Strong.
So I'm like, well, that's going to make my face a little bit manlier if I use this type of face scrub. But oh gosh, what is the I think it's called cardamom and leather. Wow. That's the aroma going on. Yeah. I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah.
You know what who would have thought of putting those into I want to call it a flavor, but it's a smell profile.
Sure.
So whoever thought of putting that in is just
a genius.
I guess a genius. Yeah.
Okay.
But what it ends up smelling like is I feel like it smells like the hallways in Las Vegas, of the older hotels that smell like, like they've been smoked in a long time or something.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that on my face.
Wow. I don't want to smell it. I mean,
I know.
I can't
don't
smell
get
it from
too close.
Here, so that's good.
No, but I'm still using it. I feel like more for nostalgia purposes.
Right.
And I don't know that it even cleans that well. It feels like I've got to use a ton of it for it to even lather up. It doesn't lather. Nothing against Alpha Man. You guys, you're doing your best.
What if Mark Wahlberg uses Alpha Man?
Oh my gosh.
Ask him about that.
Yeah, no.
Because everybody has to wash their face, right?
Well, he's a product guy.
Sure.
And I think, back to Mark, he's got, Calvin Klein, of course.
I wonder if they're still, hooking him up.
They still have a relationship?
I would imagine.
He's still got the body.
Yeah.
For some Calvin Klein tidy whities like he was doing back in the day. Well, were they tidy whities or were they like boxer briefs?
I think whatever they put him in, right?
Yeah, they were more like a boxer brief.
Modeling, right? Yeah. I mean, that was kind of always their big thing for men was boxer briefs. And apparently, he would let the pants hang. That's wow. We got some pictures coming up that are helping this, and it's
our production crew are helping us out with the visuals.
Yeah. Which is a good spot to thank our team for allowing us to be here right now. We got Wilson, Marilee, and Becky hooking us up behind the scenes and keeping us on point, which is always nice.
Right, making sure, because Mark, he wanted to make sure it was a professional operation,
Always, right? I don't think we would have got this opportunity without
his
the team behind
publicist,
us. Right?
His team,
I agree.
They heard, you're working with Cast 11 and Talking Glass Media. I mean, we know of them.
Right.
I mean, they already know.
Right.
And
That's
so
good.
they were
That
like,
helps.
we
Got
trust,
us in the door.
We trust the process.
Plus your good relationship. That helped too.
I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
No, it's close.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad he's coming on. But I think, stuff I want to talk to him about, I don't know about you, but, he's a family guy.
Right.
He's, he definitely takes his role as a father, as something very important in his life. And then, I mean, film. He's representing some, across genres.
Absolutely.
Pretty impressive.
Right,
the action hero, the funny guy.
The true stories in the, what is it, the Deepwater Horizon, I believe, the oil rig that blew up and it's a real, true story. He was a part of it and part of that movie. Kurt Russell, too.
I didn't see that movie.
Good 90s mullets, sorry.
Really? Kurt Russell.
Oh, he always had a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. He's like the guy.
Oh, come on.
I know. No, I know Kurt Russell.
Yeah, geez.
But I get him mixed up with one other 90s guy.
Well, you clearly.
But Kurt Russell. Yeah, Kurt Russell is the guy who was in like Big Trouble
in Little China?
Big Trouble in Little
Basically
China.
One of the best movies ever made. Yeah,
you
got that right.
Overboard.
Yes, he was in Overboard. He's married to Goldie Hawn. My dad without a beard looked a lot like Kurt Russell, so I guess that makes me a little partial, right?
Yeah,
I
well,
got the
you
good
are.
hair,
That's your
and he always had
doppelganger,
that.
actually.
Maybe not mine, but
I'd
man,
say-
you don't want to hear who mine is, who I've been told, and this is by random people.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to hear?
Yeah, I do.
I've been called at Costco. I was called Mr. Momoa one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Aquaman?
And I'm like,
Momoa?
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, maybe I'm the heavyset version, maybe with
on.
worse hair and
No, of course.
less tattoos, I guess. But
No, I
don't
can
know.
see
I
it.
showed
I can see
it
it.
happened one time a long time ago. I was working. I showed got a picture of him, showed it to my wife, and I don't think knew who he was at the time, and she was like, "Holy cow!" Because there's this one picture where it's like, okay, I can see the similarity there, but anymore.
I think stature-wise, you're right there.
Well,
with Jason
similar
Momoa.
highs or similar size height. Jeez.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Well, he's over. He's probably 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", I'd say. I'm 6'6", so we're close. But I got to have him by a good 50+ pounds, I would think. Maybe more than that, 75, whatever.
Yeah, well,
He's pretty yoked.
Yeah, he is yoked.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I mean, he's Aquaman.
I wonder if him and Mark Wahlberg have done a movie. I'm not sure about that either.
I know.
We could ask Mark
Like,
when he calls.
What's that game you play? 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Right? Yeah. Separation.
I'm
Kevin
sure
Bacon.
they're
Right.
pretty close. Either they've been.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No question
Jason
about
Momoa.
that. Right.
Yeah. Well,
Maybe they're due for a movie. We can get them together through this.
Well, maybe through this.
Yeah. Nice. We got a purpose.
I know. Look at us.
All right.
Already connecting.
Yeah.
It's all about relationships.
It really is.
You build relationships and you kind of can cross the network pretty well.
Right. And
well,
speaking
he
of,
still hasn't called though.
Well,
I don't know. Is this thing on?
Is this thing on?
Hey,
You got anything?
Hello.
Dial tone, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah.
Dial
Well,
tone.
hey,
Old school, original.
that's all we can do. I imagine it'll light up soon, right? You gave him the number to call to get to that phone.
Well, and he was into it. He was like, "Yeah, I love calling landlines."
Oh yeah.
And because it reminds him of his youth.
Right.
The 90s.
The 90s, which I mean, he was a little older, but he's still young, very young in the 90s, of course.
Right. I mean, older than us.
Yeah.
He's got us by about a decade.
I mean, if we're being honest, the 90s are where you would like to be right now if you could, right? I mean, we met in the 90s.
I peaked. I peaked early.
You peaked in the 90s. I don't know about that,
Yeah,
but
I was there. I was peaking in the 90s. I love that decade.
right.
So much to love.
Yeah,
Right.
and there is a full-on movement right now where it seems like the 90s are actually hip again,
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I was, we were just chatting the other day that the 90s, I feel like that's the marketing that's going on these days. It's like when you're in a grocery store or you're in a, Target, Walmart, whatever, like big box store you're shopping in, they've got the 90s music rocking.
Right.
And probably because we're all, us 90s kids are now, we have a little bit of money to spend. We got families. We got to, we're the ones out shopping.
Right.
So target market, maybe?
Target market, if nothing else.
Which I'm happy.
Sure, right.
Because I mean, it's like memory lane.
Right, bringing you
I get
right
all
back.
euphoric
Yeah,
going down
absolutely.
the aisles.
Right.
And I just grab stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy more from this store because they're playing the 90s.
Dang. So
Yeah.
it works.
What do you think?
I'm impressed with their,
Yeah,
marketing.
they've got me.
More than anything. Not what you're doing there. But.
No. Just there's the intelligence.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Highly intelligent to come after us like that. But you know what? If it works, it works. So they might keep on doing it. Maybe we can get Mark to reprise some, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I'm not saying today. I'm just saying as this, trend continues and the 90s are getting hotter and hotter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
No, I think, he should make a comeback.
Bring back some oldies but goodies.
Yeah, feel the vibration.
Oh, feel the vibration.
Right? Who was, I don't know, who was on that song? Because it was a woman's voice, right, that was singing that.
Right.
He would just come back in and say, feel it, feel it.
Yeah, he did a little
And
more
then
than
she
that,
was-
I think.
I couldn't
I
hit
wouldn't
the
tell
highs
him
she
that
could
when he
hit.
called.
Well,
but,
yeah. Well, in the chorus.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't want to disparage what he was doing. He was dancing hard.
And a little
And
bit
singing
of,
hard.
Yeah, might even call it rapping.
I don't know. There was obviously like a woman on that song that
Yes.
really she could hit the highs with
She could.
feeling the vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1990s. I mean, tell me, from your perspective, what was kind of the highlight of the 1990s for you? outside of Mark, and maybe we can bring this up with Mark.
Right. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it, I guess, and what the
I'm putting you on the
influence
spot,
was. Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
right on the spot. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'd say honestly, yeah, it has to do with the music. I mean, for me, like in the '90s, that's I guess it's kind of funny. Sad note or whatever. My brother died early in the '90s, so like early '90s. But he had been a big influence for me, obviously, older brother, on music. And so after that, I would always listen to his, Public Enemy albums and Run DMC and
That's
like
awesome.
all the old like rap stuff that at that time wasn't really that old, but even then was a little older. And then I've got an older cousin that lives in the Bay, and so he helped me with the influence of the Bay Area, rap music. And I mean, I've kind of like been a like closet rap connoisseur my whole life. I don't it's kind of funny because there aren't a lot of people in our area that can relate, I think, on that same level with where I'm at with it. But at the same time, everybody enjoyed it in their own way too, right? Then there's the very popular ones and the Biggies and the Tupacs and the you could go over Marky Mark and all these guys that are the bigger ones. And so I think that that kind of laid the groundwork for the music to explode to where it's at today. And really, music in general, style, culture, all those things have been, absolutely changed by the 90s. The 90s were big. And I think every decade changes something.
Yeah.
Of course, the 80s were what they were. In the 90s and 2000s, it's like starting to get a little more tech and all that stuff. So it's more easier for people to come up with their own, you can make your own music at your own house in your own basement, whatever it might be, and get that out there and maybe get it out a little easier that way. But these guys, it seems like really had to work hard for it and change the game forever. So,
Oh, for sure.
Shout out to the 90s, as you like to say.
I know.
Yeah.
Seriously. Shout out to the 90s. I mean, it was a great decade. The last in the 20th century. So we got to, give it its due respect.
Right.
Really closed out the century strong. The rap was great. Obviously, Marky Mark, I think he would be classified as rap. I don't know if
so.
that's
Right.
kind
Yeah.
of rap.
Absolutely. Yeah. His brother was a new kid on the block, as we were talking about.
Yeah,
too,
that was more a boy band.
Definitely,
right?
No, that's different genre completely.
Yeah.
and
But
had
led the
their
way
own huge.
to-
My wife absolutely loved New Kids on the Block, and I think there were a lot of the ladies.
Oh,
did,
I know. I remember
can
the
see there's one of them
posters.
getting. He's got a like an HGTV show now. One of the guys, Joey, maybe, I don't know, fixing up farmhouses, and they're becoming relevant again. More 90s stuff.
Oh,
coming
who's
back
this?
around.
Oh, the New Kids? Yeah, exactly.
I will get his name
Easier
wrong.
to sign
It could
contracts.
be Joey Fatone, I think. Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah.
And he's flipping farmhouses or fixing farmhouses, if nothing else.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Got his own show for it.
We
Kinda
don't have
cool.
a lot of farmhouses around here.
Not necessarily right. No, not the old style like
Yeah,
that.
like-
the East Coast
I
like
know.
far or even
I've got
like
friends
south.
who've gone back and, they send pictures. Amazing, lush properties.
Right,
Farmland,
right, yeah.
huge mature trees, beautiful location. So
Right.
yeah, it's
I missed on the Joey Fatone. It's actually Jonathan Knight is the one with the HGTV
Was he
show.
the
Sorry
main
about
guy?
that, Joey.
I don't know if there's a
and
main
Jonathan.
guy. No, he's not.
They're all main guys,
Well,
right?
you're right. Yeah, when you're part of a boy band,
right?
yeah, but then you kind of get the spin off.
Like NSYNC,
Nobody really
obviously,
came out.
JT came out of NSYNC, ablaze, right?
Yeah,
Justin
yeah.
Timberlake.
Yeah,
And so Marky
I've got a
Mark.
relationship with him too. So.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Are
Yeah.
we looking forward to a call from JT one day? Yes, and you know what I love
You know
about
how
this
it
is
is.
all your people are golfers, So maybe
I know.
we need to get that'd be a heck of a foursome. Let's make that
Oh,
happen.
that would
Come
be
on, Mike.
amazing. I know. Well, yeah.
Flex
you
on-
know,
flex the
I'll
power
work
a little
I'll
bit
work
and-
that,
yeah, let's get
no
that
problem.
in.
No problem.
Nice.
Yeah, but no, the rap was big. Obviously, really, yeah, the '80s, like you're talking about with your brother. The Run DMC.
Right.
What else? Eazy-E, Public Enemy,
Right,
NWA. All those guys
yeah.
were late '80s, right? But definitely led the way.
And we're still relevant in the 90s for sure. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But then led the way to the boom in the '90s.
And there was plenty of other stuff too, different genres. It's not like I only listen to that, but I feel like, being around here, it's not like Prescott had, we both grew up here, right? And so it's not like we had we had Hastings forever.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that was about as good as we could do on a record shop. But, a lot of places down in the valley are or in California, if we'd go visit over there, I'd always, go try to find new
know
stuff.
they had huge record stores over there.
Right.
Compared to our little Hastings.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and you didn't have a lot of concerts, access to concerts, right?
No, I mean, you and I drove down, through
that was more,
and I didn't even bring up the punk rock of the 90s, because we both listened to plenty of punk. That was kind of it was weird, but I was into both, I guess. So you and I drove down to Phoenix for a couple shows for that back when we both had our license, and it's good that we're still here, eh?
Exactly.
Those trips.
Able to escape little Prescott and get to the city, see some shows. Yeah, but that was way more. Yeah, that was my focus was the punk rock.
Right.
Some grunge in the middle of the 90s, but high school it was all about the punk rock.
Yeah.
Punk rock shows.
Absolutely.
But yeah, were you able to get to any rap shows down there?
In the Valley, not until like college years, I guess. But I saw the Hard Knock Life tour in Texas when I was over there, which was like, that was like DMX and Jay-Z and Redman and Method Man and those sorts of guys. It was like my first stadium show that was not, a different, I had seen.
Well, you could get that in Texas.
Dave Matthews
Dallas?
Band or Aerosmith or someone like that. But this was like, it's a whole different culture and climate. And it's like everybody's just as cool that, there's like this, I don't know, what you almost like a stigma that it's different or in some way. And yes, the energy might be different, but it's not in a bad way. It's a beautiful thing. And these shows, I've been to plenty since. And I actually really, college years, got into like, I guess you would say underground rap music, right? That's lesser known. And so I'd go to those shows and I'd be one of 50 people there and talking to the artists afterwards. And it was just like, man, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Some of the best times I'd had, through college were that. But that was in the 2000s. But still, it's a little different scale than some of these, superstars. Like, luckily we got Mark calling in today.
Well,
how much time we got left? Is he going to make it in here? I don't know. Yeah,
no, I swear. He's calling.
Okay, well, he's got about 10 minutes left, I think.
He's
looking around 10-ish. I think, we might have to edit it in later.
It was like a sure thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get him in.
Was, yeah.
Even if it's just 5 minutes, he's an amazing guy.
Even if he just wants to call and say, hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and hang up, and then it'll, I'll take it.
Right.
Yeah, that's more than I would have expected. No offense.
Yeah. No, don't doubt me, right?
Oh, no.
This is happening. This is
course,
definitely happening. I definitely have a relationship with Mark Wahlberg, and so he's going to call, but other things I wanted to talk to him about, were like, some of the movies. Like my favorite Mark Wahlberg movie, I'd say, is probably The Other Guys.
Man,
I love a good comedy, right. and that one was just peak,
right? Man,
humor.
It was really
with,
good.
Will Ferrell.
Yep.
And it's just all the characters. The setup was funny,
right?
The opening where it's like Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, right.
They're in the opening and they're like the best cops in the force.
Of course.
But they like jump off of a building because they were like so hyped up on how great of cops they were. They just literally like jumped off this building to catch the bad guys.
Right. And didn't make it.
They didn't make it. No, they weren't able to survive that. They survived a lot of other chaos in that. I think it's the opening scene, but
pretty early in the movie, at least. Yeah. And then the other guys come in.
And the other guys,
that was pretty genius of them, whoever.
What about you? What's
man, I don't know. It's hard to nail it down. I was, kind of scrolling through some, thinking about what I could, once I heard he was calling, once you told me that, I was just like, let's go. Let's talk to him.
Pretty pumped. You were feeling the vibration.
Right. But I was feeling the vibration.
I know,
absolutely.
Right? If you're into it.
But I'd say, I think about it like Two Guns, or I think it's Two Guns was one that with Denzel. That one was really good. Okay. And then there was that, like I mentioned earlier, that Deepwater Horizon. That's a true story. I mean, those are more the action type films. Can't go wrong with Boogie Nights. Way back then, that was a really good movie. Content might be suspect, but
right.
It's I think based on a true story, and it was a really good movie. A lot of amazing actors in that film. So
for sure.
I don't know. It's tough to narrow it down, but it's putting me on the spot like that. Maybe I can
Hey,
just
that's
jump
all right.
on your other guys, 'cause it's tough
I know
to beat
it's
that.
it's a good one. Yeah, the other guys. And,
I'd
I really liked Shooter.
Shooter was very man,
Pretty
there are
impressive.
so many.
Cool. To see him kind of play that.
Turns out I really like Mark Wahlberg.
I know.
Man,
What the
he's
heck?
hard not to like. Isn't he?
Well, impressive to see a guy really kind of hit all the kind of media opportunities. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but I mean, he hasn't been like a professional athlete, but other than that, he's been a professional model. He's been a professional singer,
Right.
dancer. He's been a professional, actor.
right?
What else? He's a professional family man.
There you go.
Shout out to his skills as a family man.
Right.
Yeah, which
That's
is what
good.
we want to really try to exemplify in this show is like good guys doing the right thing,
Right.
making it happen for
Being
them.
around.
Yeah.
That's half the battle. They always say, I've always heard, the best ability is availability. It's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I think that probably relates more to like football, but at the same time, you can probably apply it to anything. And, and I think that, just being there is you're already doing more than, sadly, more, than maybe, I wouldn't say the majority, but
Right.
a lot.
But a lot, yeah.
of people.
Yeah, it's all about showing up.
Right.
Yeah, he's got 4 kids. He's one of 9.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got a lot of siblings out there.
Yeah.
So
You're of a big family. You come from a big
Well,
old-
right. I've got 5. I mean,
Right,
there's
5
5 of
siblings,
us,
right.
or 4 siblings. I'm one of 5.
You're right. One of five. Right.
Yeah, and so I can feel the vibe there. Big family
on a big
vibe.
fam,
That's
right?
good.
I imagine their get together's got to be huge if he's
Yeah, the
one of
Wahlberg.
9 and he's got 4 of his own, and then all those 9.
Plus
I
all
mean,
those siblings.
just math gets hard there, but
I know,
that's
yeah.
probably a big reunion
Exponential.
wherever they are. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
he's on about a 5-minute call. It's
serious?
yeah. You think he's gonna get it
this
in?
thing
You want
can't
to
be
text him or
working.
something?
Let
You
me
got your
see
phone on you? I'd text him.
I don't
probably.
use phones, man. I use landlines.
Right. These are just mini computers to
the,
look stuff up.
Speakerphone, volume. I mean, we checked this before, so
Right.
but
It couldn't be the equipment.
maybe I gave him the wrong number.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
attaboy. Good
yeah,
job. Good job.
yeah. He's got I don't know, maybe a couple minutes,
Yeah.
couple last
Well,
minutes.
I mean, otherwise we're going to just have to edit this
Yeah.
in later when you talk to him. Maybe you can record that somehow, or maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got
There's
to
got to
be,
be some AI for that,
cool.
right?
Cool. Yeah. Maybe we can find a Mark Wahlberg soundboard on the internet, and we can just start playing some.
There's
of
an
his-
app, all right?
perfect.
There's got to
Well,
be like a Mark Wahlberg app.
that does what?
I don't
Talks
know.
to you.
Just there's an app for that.
Well, there is an app for that, and if there isn't, you just created one that somebody's going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Profit
What would
properly
Mark
off of.
Wahlberg say? If you were interviewed.
In his voice, you can just, I don't know if you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger had, there was an Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard, and this is I'm sure it's still up, but, way back when, and
Early
we'd,
internet
we'd
days?
mess with people. Yeah, early
Yeah.
internet days. We mess with people, give them a call, and it'd be like, you'd start, and I think somebody else did it too, but you could press buttons like, who is your daddy and what does he do or whatever, you can just like ask people these random questions from his movies or
Yeah.
whatever, and just mess with people. So using the soundboard, I didn't even think about that. We could have got that up and running, and then that way, if he doesn't call in,
Oh yeah, no.
yeah,
Well,
If,
what? Yeah,
of course, right?
What we
Yeah.
did this? Use the soundboard.
right. That way, we'd at least get some Mark Wahlberg going
Right.
on here,
Right. Yeah, get some feel for him.
right?
Well, I feel like he was here, or he's been here because we've kind of told his story.
Yeah.
I mean, with our own voices, but not his.
And
it would have been better to have him here.
And I don't know how accurate any of it has been, honestly. You know what I would have liked to most ask him is, I've seen a video of him, I think, here we go, this may not even be accurate, hitting golf balls like from his house. I think it's either off the roof or by the garage or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to know where he's hitting them. Is it to does he have a hole built in somewhere? Is it over other people's houses into some big ravine that's now full of golf balls?
If you're up in the
They're probably
hills.
really nice balls. If I could find out where that is, I could go hook them up.
Refurb 'em?
Refurb, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
No doubt. You got a little industry there.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg's.
Yeah,
balls, I mean, his golf balls,
He might
yeah.
sign a few before he hits them off too, and then
Yeah, that'd be
boom.
nice.
And then we can pay to have him come on next time because I don't think he's making it, buddy. don't think he's going to make it in this time.
Man.
Sorry.
Serious? I don't know. He's
we've only got a couple minutes left of the show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point we're going to have to wrap this up.
I think I just,
and,
I don't know. I must have given him the wrong number.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's a guy, he follows through. You can tell with his career, he's the type of guy who shows up. Yeah.
He seems like a real nice guy.
I'm not going to blame him. I'm going to take this one on me. I must have given him the wrong number.
That's big of you.
I'm just going to say that, it's got to be me. But he's a one of a kind guy. I'm telling you. I wish you would have gotten to know him like I have.
Right. Can't wait.
Yeah, when you've got these kind of connections.
Yeah.
You really get to know some interesting people.
Well, I appreciate, we've been friends for all these years, and this is the first time even hearing of this. And secondly,
I didn't mention it?
Yeah, no, you didn't mention it. You didn't
shoot.
tell me you told him about me. And third of all, I would have expected when you guys had that meetup, hey, Ben, come hang with Mark with me. But no, can't get that.
Oh, no. Must have slipped my mind.
Oh, yeah,
because it definitely happened.
Right.
Definitely have met with him.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Before and
are you
recently.
Here's how I'll know for sure. Are you shorter or taller than Mark Wahlberg? There it is.
No, serious. No, Phoenix Open. We made a connection.
Eye to eye, basically.
That's pretty much.
Height.
Yeah, it's an eye to eye thing.
That must be.
Yeah, that's how he kind of reached out.
Oh, right.
If it was you, he's looking up at you and saying, "Nah, this guy's vibe is not right."
Right.
Whereas Mike's vibe, boom.
I mean, I'm a good, almost a foot taller than he is.
Yeah.
So I can see why he wouldn't be too into that.
No, that's an intimidation factor for anyone.
Right.
I mean, he stands pretty tall in his career and his.
Oh man, he is a much bigger man than I am. That's for sure. But
right.
I just happen to be taller.
Yeah.
Way more. All that. Yeah.
No, I'm surprised I didn't mention it to you. But,
Hey, next time I guess.
No, next time I'll definitely make sure some of these celebrities that I have really good relationships.
Oh, there's more. You got more.
Oh, well,
nice.
I might be
can't
hiding
wait.
a few.
Well, that's good. We can,
but
we can make some episodes out of that, right?
I hope so.
I mean, hopefully they'll call, or you'll get them the right number. We can have somebody from the team that's not inept.
Right. I know. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's the landline. I think it's something to do with the landline. It
probably is.
I mean, me, but also the landline.
We'll get a different phone for next time. How about that?
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
I mean, we'd love to not be just waiting on a phone call. We want to take the calls.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Well, but this time we were waiting on a phone call, and what can I say? We'll definitely look forward to getting together again. What do you say?
Well, I'm sorry we missed Mark today, Mikey.
Me too.
I thought that was a sure thing. Maybe, like I said, you'll talk to him later, and we can get that edited in somehow or whatever. But I'm looking forward to doing this again with you. We got more episodes to come, more topics, more people to talk to. Hopefully, actually talk to.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting on that phone call for
hopefully
every week.
Not waiting too long.
Right. No, that was a little longer than we'd like to wait.
This time we ended up waiting on that phone call.
Right. But if you enjoyed our not conversation with Mark Wahlberg today, then you can catch us, like, subscribe, and all those fun things, and catch us anywhere you can find a podcast, and we'll be here weekly.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Mike.